about 10 seconds time as the aircraft will approach us from overhead the town and then come out across the beach to start that display.
And we will even be able to hear from Red One in his cockpit.
And that's the colour come on, so here the aircraft come over the top, ready to start the show here at Clacton. Very wide wall formation with the red, white and blue smoke into white smoke and a formation called 9 Arrow.
Please, if you're on the beach listening to BBC Essex, clap and cheer. We will hear you. People across Essex want to hear your reaction to this.
Now the aircraft coming in from our left with the white smoke on in 9 Arrow. Red One about to call the aircraft into one of our signature formation shapes. And go, Red One calls 8 and 9, rolling back into position from 9 Arrow into our signature diamond formation, using that white smoke as they enter that formation. Now coming around to the right, the very famous silhouette of the Hawk aircraft standing out against the white skies here in Clacton. Red One continues to bank around to the right. The nose lights will come on towards the crowd. The aircraft descending down, he'll ease the nose up. The white smoke will come back on, ready to call the aircraft into the diamond roll. Aircraft descending down now from our right-hand side, rolling out. Red One about to call the roll.
Easy up. Come roll.
And roll calls Red One, putting his control input in on the R of roll. The other pilots reacting to that, anticipating for the pilots further away from him as they roll diamond high up at 3,000 feet in the skies here over Clacton. Wonderful signs.
Everybody on the beach looking upwards to the skies with their camera phones and their larger cameras in some cases.
So as we look at
didn't do that one yesterday.
Still in diamond, the smoke has just come on and he's brought the aircraft into the next of our big formation shapes. This one very complex for especially Reds 8 and 9 to fly, with the aircraft normally the furthest away from the team leader. The shape they form now looks like a big Mercedes badge in the sky. Smoke coming back on as Swan approaches us from the front. The nose lights coming on towards us. And Red One has obviously had a look at the cloud base and decided he's going to go full. So Swan pulling up to the vertical now. The aircraft about to change into red formation at 5,000 feet over the top of the loop. As they go upside down, the aircraft moving from Swan into Fred. Just a tiny bit of cloud at the top of the loop. As they come down the other side, the aircraft will have formed into Fred with Reds 4 and 5 on the wingtips, Reds 8 and 9 at the back of the formation.
So we're getting a slightly different display to yesterday as the cloud is
Yeah, so Red One has the ability to switch between our 3 displays. That's the flat, the rolling and the full displays at certain points during the display, something that not many other teams in the world are able to do. That essentially gives us the flexibility to adapt to the British summer weather and make use of where the cloud is higher and lower down the display line. So Red One using that flexibility to start with a rolling show and then move into the full show and potentially switch back to the rolling show again if he deems the cloud is not quite high enough. And Red One now calling the aircraft from red formation into another very wide formation. This one known as Big Vixen. Reds 8 and 9 joining the outside of the formation to the left and right. Reds 6 and 7 taking in behind Reds 2 and 3. And then wedge shape formation. This is the widest shape rolled by any Red 1 now, leading the aircraft in from the right-hand side, ready for the big Vixen roll.
Easy up.
Disappeared.
Again, the and roll call from Red 1, putting his control input on the R of roll. Reds 8 and 9 having to anticipate that control input on the outsides of the formation. A lot more airspace to travel through in this really big roll shape overhead this in Clacton. And the smoke off go called as the white smoke turns off. Big Vixen shape moving off to our far left-hand side. Red 1 banking the aircraft around for the right, ready to transition to the next of our formation shapes. This one, my personal favourite of the first half, and I'm sure will generate a cheer down on the crowd. Lots of cameras ready for the red, white and blue.
Lots of boats as well watching, just at the safe distance away over the orange mark in the distance. Towards the wind farm now. Plenty of blue skies, we're getting a bit of blue as well at the moment.
Well, the aircraft now coming in towards us. Reds 8 and 9 have gone to the back of the formation. Red 1 about to pull them in for the next manoeuvre. Our ball pulls Red 9 as Reds 8 and 9 start to roll around the rest of the formation. Red 1 starting to bank the aircraft to the left. The red and blue smoke now on. A cheer coming up from the crowd as 8 and 9 balls go around the smoke trail of the other aircraft in Tornado.
Certainly going down well with the crowd.
Continues to bend the formation around to the left. Reds 8 and 9 working hard to stay in sync. Opposite sides of the circle as they're rolling around the smoke. About to pull the air brakes in and the smoke off. As Reds 8 and 9 pulling the air brakes in, pulling the smoke off. The aircraft now forming into dagger formation. So-called, it looks like a dagger or a sword flying backwards through the sky, handle first, with Reds 8 and 9 at the back, Reds 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 up at the front. And that's the signal for the start of the second half of the display. Red 1 positioning the aircraft out to our front. He's going to split them down from the formation of 9 aircraft into 2 sections of 5 and 4. That front line, nickname needed. White smoke aircraft brake. The rear 4 flying in towards the beach, about to make their break.
The lead show, really hot now. Rolling as they go with this spectacular apart, red 6 and 7, 4-point rolling down the line, through the reverse to the critical here. Everyone keeps the lines on, red 6 and 7 hard away from the crowd. 17 pilots working hard against the peoples. Towards the crowd,
Red 7 fly away from us. Red 8's coming in from the right at high speed, trailing white smoke. He'll be banking hard around to the right. The other aircraft have formed an inverted V formation. Red 8 flying straight down the middle in the goose. And the tone you can hear on the radio there is Red 6 communicating with Red 7 whilst Red 1 talks on the radio. The aircraft using tones and voice to talk to each other.
So the pilot's got to listen for both the voice and the tone.
That's right, so when Red 1 is leading his section in front of the crowd, he owns the radio for talking. If Red 6 needs to signal to 7, then he uses the tone button, and vice versa when Red 6 and 7 are in front of the crowd. Red 1 will use the tone.
Such a privilege for us. Red 6 is here. Red 1 is
very many times this year, stood up beautifully against the sky yesterday, and should do the same again. So for all of you with a camera, you'll need a very, very wide lens to catch this one. Red 6 and 7 pulling up, about to put the red smoke on, about to bank away from each other as they're drawing the enormous rolling heart.
This was one of my highlights from yesterday. The heart in the sky that is being drawn right in front of us here in Clacton is huge.
And in from the top left comes Red 9 with the red smoke on. He's spearing the heart as Red 6 and 7 fly towards each other to complete the shape. Red 9 finishing the top nicely with that red spear. Turning in again towards each other. Now at a closing speed of over 700 miles an hour. They'll be rolling towards each other, tipping their wings, changing the white smoke to red and blue before barrel rolling away from each other in this spectacular opposition barrel.
Just picking up on our vantage point.
The aircraft crossing each other, dipping the wings away, and then pulling up into opposition barrel rolls. Now the threshold call is Red 6 and 7's call to each other, that they can see each other, and they're happy to continue, that the manoeuvre will be safe, and that's the call they make to each other to continue those dynamic opposition passes. Now in from our front right comes Enid section, Reds 1 to 5 in line astern, so one behind the other, Red 1 at the front, Red 5 at the back, banking around to the right, the G increasing as they move away from us. Red 1 pulling them into a reverse formation, normally with the odd numbers on the left, the even numbers on the right, but in this formation the aircraft the wrong way round. So to get back to the correct side, we fly this manoeuvre, crossing in front of each other, the slalom. And now the aircraft back on the correct side, they continue the bank turn towards us, and this is the Red Arrow's opportunity to pay tribute to the NHS and all the frontline key workers that have worked so tirelessly throughout the pandemic. We're about to smack all blue with the NHS bus. Leading the front 5, out in front, the white smoke coming on, Red 6 and 7 have joined up with 8 and 9 in from our left. Red 6 now rolling upside down, he's flying canopy to canopy with Red 7, he's now pushing up from the inverted to fly an outside barrel roll, the other aircraft all formating on him in the mirror roll. So Red 6 and 7 there, canopy to canopy, Red 7 taking separation on 6, meanwhile 8 and 9, so at the top of the manoeuvre, 7 into 9 and you're absolutely right, it looks close and it is close, but it feels close when you're in the cockpit.